So Missy and I have established that the show is cursed.
It is.
Something weird is afoot.
Yep.
And it likes to steal our episodes away from us.
Mm-hmm. Into the ether.
Into the ether. As insurance, in case I can find the episodes and later premiere them.
Great.
We're premiering this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully doesn't end up going missing before Tuesday. So starting off, 1X17 titled Hell House.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's not in the Midwest. I'm just scheming through here.
It's unique.
I remember making comments in the earlier scene. Why are these kids walking through the woods? That's weird.
They always, it's always just teenagers walking through the woods. This is where they were playing jokes on each other.
Oh, the dialogue here with the kids is so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's almost like an 80s movie. Like,
right. Remember pointing out how, like, they knew who to accuse right away or something like that, I thought. Like the one guy who was working at the diner or whatever, and I was like, wow, they knew exactly who to go to. Or
yeah.
They were just like, you're the guy, or you're responsible. And then, so they created this ghost, and I was like, what? And I remember being so surprised because I was like, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that just goes to show how powerful, human beings, like, beliefs in things and imagination can be.
Well, and they also had like essentially so the guys who created the house just put like random things, like the guy and his sister or whatever, they just put random things, and like one of them was actually a legit like focus.
Yeah.
So like if everyone's focusing their energy, it creates the nightmare.
It's so interesting. I thought, man, a whole new level of supernatural going on here.
It is. And then those guys, those two like weirdos who are like, have you even seen a ghost before?
Oh my god, and I love that. The whole thing, the comedy thing, and then they serve such a strong purpose in this.
In case you didn't know, this measures EMF.
And they're like, oh.
That's so interesting. What is ghosting?
I love their tactic of using those two guys to get into the house.
Oh, I know.
They're like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
You'll be our patsies.
Yes.
It's like, so great.
Dumb enough.
Someone finally died. We're like, oh, there's no death in this one. And then there finally was, and we're like, oh, here it goes.
Yeah.
But don't they burn the house down?
Well, so yeah, I mean, the thing is like, they had to get rid of the symbol.
Yeah, and then
What do I do?
Pointless.
It's scary.
So ultimately they burned down the building.
Right. And then though at the end his like spirit or whatever like goes into the telephone poles and like, and they're like, what do we do?
But only after Sam and Dean joined forces to pull a prank on those guys, saying that they're needed in this one area.
They said that they were producers and that they wanted to like make a movie about their experience.
So,
snatching babies.
Snatching babies. I'm trying to remember what happens here.
This is the one where the monster like takes their life.
It's like a raid.
It's a little hocus pocusy.
Yeah. He comes in and it kind of reminds me of a certain episode in Buffy that I won't mention in case Lauren's watching.
We also learn that the same thing happened to Sam when he was little because Dean got stir crazy in the hotel and like bailed.
That's right.
And when he came back, he saw that like that thing attacking Sam, and then John showed up and was like,
because he went to go take a little break for a little video game to be a child for like a minute.
And John was so mad at him for leaving Sam, and Sam almost died.
Oh my gosh.
So many things.
Oh, and then is this the episode with, so this has a doctor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's that old creepy lady who's not actually like
and like her cross is upside down,
but
and they like go to see her, and she's like,
weird.
It would just like had accidentally fallen, and she was like, I've been trying to get them to fix that.
Oh man.
Yeah, poor thing.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he is
so creepy.
sad.
I felt so bad for Dean in this episode.
Dean had to grow up too fast. And then, of course...
That kid was snarky, and I love the blonde shaggy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this kid.
He's so sweet.
So sweet, so gifted, like, as an actor. Just, I want to see.
He reminds me of one of the Sprouse twins with his hair.
Oh, yeah, when they were younger, for sure.
Like, Sweet Life era.
Sweet Life era, yes. Exactly.
So scary.
Oh,
yeah, see,
sad
that's when it
thing.
happens. Oh.
It's a very personal episode.
But that little boy was so good. He was like so brave, and it was really sweet.
And then how do they take care of him? I remember they had used the little boy as bait.
Yeah, they used him as bait. And then he went after Sam again.
At the periodically television.
So the little boy like ducked under the bed, and then the monster went after Sam again. And so then Dean finally had the opportunity to
So great. Yeah.
get revenge. And then they were like, "Oh, everything's fine now. Like, it's crazy.
The
Other
mom,
kids
the
totally
mom
fine."
was totally like harsh and you know, super stressed, is like, we're good, we're cool.
Yeah, everything's good. All the kids are fine now.
And then Sam has a better understanding of Dean, and it's sweet, and yay. And that was Something Wicked. This was about the painting, right?
Yeah.
Super creepy.
Super creepy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
People were just dying left and
like
right.
so gruesome and terrible.
It was like the neck,
yeah,
right?
because of the barber.
Oh man.
Little like barber.
Little
knife
Sweeney
thing.
Todd action.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember.
And that's when they met the girl.
Who I kept thinking, oh, she's normally the main character in TV shows that she's in. She's not normally like a side character like
Yeah,
this.
she's Sam's
She was great.
first love interest in forever.
Right, and I kept thinking, oh, can we keep her?
I know.
That was, yeah. It was, I just thought
She was good.
great.
She was like scared, you know. She would get, but she was like,
Smart and on top of
yeah,
stuff.
I believe
and
you. Let's get this done.
They had great chemistry.
Yeah. Finally got to go on a little date.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for Dean.
Once they figured out it was the painting, they went into the museum and cut it out of the frame and rolled it up, and like they stole it, they rolled it up, they burned it,
Yeah.
and then it like it went right back into the frame. So someone else bought it.
Then the picture shows up again.
Yeah, and they're like, wait a minute, how is it still there? Because Dean tricked Sam, and Dean was like, oh, I forgot my wallet when we broke in and stole the painting. We have to go back or they're going to know it was me. But he didn't really forget his wallet. He just wanted Sam to go back and see that girl.
Yeah.
But then they found out the painting was
Which
still.
was sly, and it worked out well because, yeah. And it didn't matter because they were told to not sell the painting anymore, but
and
then
they
the
did.
father still sold it anyway against her daughter's wishes.
And they tried to go see the woman, and she was already.
Yeah, and then they, this whole time, think it's the father,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's not the father. The father is warning them.
yeah. Because they salted and burned him, because he was like shunned.
Yeah.
So he, like, they salted and burned his body, which actually just then, like, gave the daughter free reign.
Right. Ugh, man. Which sucks for him. Innocent spirit getting salted and burned.
I know, right?
And then we've got Sam and the girl are just like, she's talking about like how, like, you know, that he could still make it work in a relationship, and how they're like talking about like why can't they be something?
can't.
And he's like, it just can't work. But he's debating, like he's
Yeah, but
really
there's
like thinking about it.
No.
It's very hard.
Yeah, because at this point, then Dean, like, runs to go salt and burn,
Yes.
and they get stuck in the house.
And so yeah, they get stuck in the house. The girl's running rampant. It's pretty tense.
Yeah, that was nuts. That's, like, high level of scared.
Right.
And then they found out that it was like the doll in
Yeah.
the crypt
Yeah.
that had her hair that they needed to burn.
The weirdest
That's
stuff. The weirdest
nuts.
stuff, guys.
Yeah. And it was all good.
And then it was all good. And but before he left, he couldn't help himself. He had to at least give her a nice big kiss.
Goodbye, I'll never see you again.
I'll never see you again. Except
Yeah.
I was hopeful.
Yeah.
And that was Provenance. Then we have 1X20, which is Dead Man's Blood.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so what is this one about?
This is the one that started with John's friend being murdered. and they all took off to go figure out.
Right, and he did everything right, and there were vampires, but they're a supernatural version of vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they don't sparkle. I remember saying, "Oh, they don't sparkle."
And you just chop their heads off. That's how we kill our vamps.
You just chop their heads off.
Machetes.
Does it? They went into their like crypt, if you will.
Yeah, so they like finally figured out, okay, this is Dad's friend. This is what happened to him. But like, this is so weird. Like, why did they come after him? What was going on? What was he trying to hide? And so they found out like he has a special gun.
Oh, the gun was so cool. I was like, what? This
Yeah.
gun will kill anything. Instantly.
And that's why John really wanted it, because he wanted to go after the thing that killed Mary.
Such a great.
And that's when that like stupid moment happened where they went into the vamp nest and they were like, oh, an innocent, let's save her. And she was all tied up and they were like, it's okay, we're here to help you. And she had already turned.
Oh, that was
and she was like, ah! She was like the little alarm system at that point.
Yeah, and I was so hopeful too, but you know.
Like, she'll be okay, right? Nope. Turned her, like, killed her boyfriend. It was,
oh, and they got really like orgy.
They did,
They
yeah.
really
It was a
into
whole thing. The like head of the nest.
And I love how they treated them like they were like a biker gang.
They so did, yeah. That's definitely what it was.
And I also loved in this episode how involved their dad was throughout the whole episode.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah.
And also when they like got into trouble and he was like, just run.
Dead man's blood.
And like he was gonna take care of it, and of course he ended up getting out. But
Right, because it's their problem and the boys are now involved and he doesn't like that, but they're involved. And then
this was the cool part where they realized, okay, dead man's blood, which they knew, and they like shot them with the cross bolts.
yeah. I especially love how we get, for the first time ever, not only do we get like straight on confrontation between John and Sam, but Dean actually steps up to the plate for once and is like, no, Dad, you're wrong. And I'm like,
well, Sam, like, that had been a long time coming.
yeah.
And it's like we always got little hints of it,
Right.
but never this real.
It was just really surprising to me that Dean was even like,
You can't leave us out. Like,
Yeah.
we have to do this together.
Oh, and that
The
confrontation
showdown
was
was
so powerful.
so good on the back road and just headlights and
Yeah. Oh my God.
yeah, it was so great. Because I thought they had him. Like, I thought at first when I first saw it, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna take out this whole nest, and then it kind of turned, and you're like, oh, are they gonna die? And he used a bullet.
He used a bullet.
And there's only so many.
Yeah.
And he used one on like a common vampire.
Wasn't it to protect one of his boys?
Well, they were like losing. They were
Yeah.
fine, like, okay, we got this, and then not so much.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah, totally. And we got to see how the cult worked. So that was important. We had to know how it worked.
Yeah, that was a great episode. I remember being like, yes! I really wish I could find that. Stay tuned.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll find it, potentially. I hope. I really do hope. But this was, that was Dead Man's Blood.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our 4-episode update of Supernatural.
Very quick.
Very quick. They were great episodes, and I'm super sad that we can't find them, but I really am starting to think that we're cursed, because we started this series off with weird flukes where the audio was weird and the video got wonky and there was like totally missing pieces, and it was the weirdest thing I've ever had to endure. I've never had that issue with any show I've ever produced before except this one.
Yeah.
So I truly think that we have some kind of curse on our show. But on the upside for all of you guys, in case I don't find those episodes, we're getting through them quicker for you. Yay!
We did it.
Anything you'd like to add from those 4 episodes?
Those are really good. Really good 4 episodes. But now we're getting to the end of season 1. So it's okay that we got to just do a real quick recap of those four, because the next two are very important. Ooh.
So this has been a very weird but very necessary episode of We Watch Winchester.
And it was still super.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm.